Today, I wanted to show you how we will use electronic signatures inside of Strive to sign our evaluation documents. That's for teachers and for other staff that we appraise inside of Strive. So as the appraiser, when I go in here, I will see my campus and I can select my PPD teachers or my T-test teachers. Let's look at our T-test teacher first. So as the appraiser, I would go in here and I can review their goal setting steps, the walkthrough observations, but as the appraiser, I will add this summative evaluation here. So you click that plus sign, and then you want to check that box. Remember, this is the box that will copy the observation data into the summative document that we're completing, and click create. Now, as the appraiser, I'll go in and I'll fill out this information just like I've always done. Once I have finished, I'm going to click Let Staff View, and the staff member will receive an email that they now have a document. Also, once you've clicked that, you will see this electronically signed button. So if we go here on the summative document, we can see that the teacher's signature is pending and then the appraiser's signature is pending. We want the teacher to sign it first. That way, if there's any changes that need to be made or anything else, we can go back, clear that signature, and make those changes. Once both people have signed it, it's a finalized document. So best practice here is to have your teacher sign it first and then review it one more time before the appraiser goes ahead and signs it. So when we select the signature here, you'll put in your username and password for Eduphoria, and here's where you're going to put the answer to that security question you created in your profile. Once you've done that, click electronically sign, and then that will sign the document. So we want the appraisee to do that first before you sign it. PPD teachers have it a little bit different. So a PPD teacher would, when we're evaluating them, they go through, they do the goal setting, walk through annual summary. Now on that goal setting down at the bottom, they'll have their PPD goal setting and PD plan, which they should have started at the beginning. There is an electronic signature required. However, because this is not a summative document, only the teacher will sign this. So if we go and look at this, the teacher will have the ability to sign it. If we see the signature pending, that means the teacher hasn't signed it yet. So the teacher needs to sign off on that one. They will also have this annual summary of personal and professional development. The teacher has to add this document. You cannot add it here. So if you go to that plus sign, you'll just see intervention plan. And that's if you had a teacher that needed one, you would create that. But for this, the teacher has to create it and then you can see it. And just like the one above, only the teacher will sign this one. You will not sign it. So you can review this information and then you can check to see if they signed it. If it says signature pending, they have not signed it yet. The document that both of you will sign is down here. It's a new document. We just added it based on some of the information we learned on electronic signatures. To have both of you sign it, we had to create this document. And so here under the annual summary of personal and professional development signature acknowledgement, you as the appraiser will add this document and then you will let staff view. There's no information here. If you needed to send messages back and forth, you could, but this is just a document so that both of you can sign it. So you need to click Let Staff View, and at that point, the staff member will receive an email notification that they have this document. The teacher will go in and sign it first, and then after you're comfortable with everything, you sign it. Once both signatures are there, it's finalized. So if only one person signs it, we can always clear that signature. But we want to make sure that the teacher signs it before the appraiser. So for PPD teachers, they do have 3 different places that they have to sign. The teacher signs the 2 in the evaluation process, and then you both sign the annual summary here at the bottom. I wanted to remind you that at the end of the year, if your goals are complete, you need to mark them as complete. One thing that you might see now that the interface has changed, Strive looks a little different than it did back in the fall. Your goals would typically be under this goal setting task. This applies to T-test, PPD, and T-PES. So any of those that require goal setting, when you go to your goals, you might find that you don't have any goals attached. It's not because you didn't create them. It's because they're down here at the bottom underneath additional documents and goals. And so when they change that interface, depending on how you made your goal, determined whether or not they were included. It's fine if they're at the bottom, but you won't be able to mark them complete. We need to get those goals back into the evaluation process. All right, so when I click down here, I can see that I have my professional goals and my SGMs down here at the bottom, but I want them embedded inside of this process. So to do that, I go to my professional goals. I click on this paperclip. When I select that paperclip, I can grab the goals that are down at the bottom. It doesn't matter if your goal's been approved or unsubmitted. Either way, you can add them to the evaluation process. So we're going to add that first professional goal and attach it. And now I'm going to click that paperclip and add my second goal. And this will pull them up from that bottom section and move them into the actual process. And now when I go into my goal, I'm able to mark it complete, which is what I want to do at the end of the year. If it's a goal that I'm going to continue working on next year, I can carry it over. But if you have goals in there that you've either completed or that you worked on in the past years, go ahead and mark those complete too. And that way, when HR archives over the summer, all of this is preserved in an electronic document, and those goals won't continue to show up under your goal setting. I can also do that with my student growth measures. I can go here, click on that paperclip, and say, all right, I want to select my first SGM and attach it. And then I can do that with my second one as well. So grabbing that, using that paperclip and accessing this drop-down menu will allow you to attach your goals back into the middle of that appraisal process. Another helpful tool for capturing electronic signature information will be this reports tool over here. Underneath appraisal reports, when we select that, we're going to have an option. If you scroll down, you'll have an option for unsigned documents. Now, to be clear, this will only show you the documents that are available to have been signed that have not yet been done. So if you have not let staff view yet, then you won't see them show up on this report. Because T-test requires a summative, we do want to select that. We don't sign observation documents or walkthrough documents. We do have reflection documents for our PPD teachers. So you would want to select both summative and reflection documents and then select your name here. So under Appraiser, you'd select your name. Check this box to force that unsigned check. That will then allow this report to run. Look for those available documents that haven't been signed yet. And when you click Submit Report, you will receive a spreadsheet of that information. Or if you would prefer, you can go and export it as a PDF directly.